What is up, Delicious Faithful? Bruce Moore here with another episode of the Brutally Delicious Podcast. Today, we're going to be speaking with Folterkammer, an operatic black metal band. Our band of the week is Druids, and if you stay tuned through the interview, we'll be playing Dance of Skulls. You're going to want to check these guys out. It's been my new obsession. Lastly, our reviewer, Ray Wheeler, takes a look at Extinkt's new record, Trinity Redux, a thrash masterpiece. So sit back, relax, enjoy the listen, and always keep it metal.
Hello, this is Andromeda Anarchia from Folterkammer, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast.
So, where are you located?
I'm in Switzerland.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. You know it? You have been there? Yeah, it's cold.
I just talked with Vorf from Samael just a little bit ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's over there somewhere in Switzerland as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know where he's from. I don't know in what area he's living. I'm like in the middle, like in the middle of Switzerland, in the north, close to the borders of Germany.
Gotcha. So let's start with first. Can you help me? I'm going to need help with all these pronunciations.
Okay, no problem.
The name of the band is
Folterkammer.
Yeah, I would have never got that. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Welcome.
For those not familiar, can you give us the 2-sentence, boardroom pitch or elevator pitch?
About the band?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are a New York City-born operatic black metal band. Operatic and black metal in the meaning of I studied classical singing, and Zach and I wanted to combine bel canto singing with like 90s inspired black metal, very raw, like a full contrast of these two worlds. And that's what we do. That's Folterkammer.
And I think it totally works. And so I've been listening to the single, which I'm not going to try and pronounce. You can help me. I'm sorry, one more time?
Das Peitschengedicht.
Oh, yeah, I would never got that. Sorry, my limited English language is getting me here. But now that that's been released, what's been the response to it so far? Has it been good?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what I've heard so far, yes, people love it. And it was, you can never really please everybody's taste, I guess. But so far, people who heard the music we do, they really love the mix, of these two worlds. And they love the bel canto singing. When I do the metal screams and the bel canto at the same time. And I think also that raw kind of vibe with what the band plays, that's a great contrast. And I think it also depends if the people understand the lyrics or not. The reactions are different also, because when you don't understand the lyrics, I think, well, it can be great. So it's just more of a mood, I guess. And when you understand the lyrics, you also hear the content of the song, like you understand what it's all about. And I have a tendency to write with a certain wink, in my eyes, like with a certain humor. And so this song is very kinky also. So I try to be very theatrical. I mean, when you play with operatic elements, it makes sense to be a bit theatrical and expressive and a bit naughty maybe also. And yeah, those who understand the lyrics, they get that one too. Or like my sister, can you please next time announce what the lyrics are about? I was listening to the song with my nephew. Not exactly for people who understand German.
So that was like my next question then, right? Because I get the dichotomy between the beautiful operatic singing and, and the grungy, heavier black metal stuff.
Yeah.
People have done it in the past, and it always works really well, right? Because you get the best of both worlds, and I think the counterbalance of each is great. But then you're adding that whole nother layer of lyrics, which makes your audience even a little bit more specific, right? Or no?
Well, I don't know what you mean by specific in this context. I think, we have reactions from different countries, even when people don't speak German. I guess then they are more attracted by the overall sound of everything.
Right, which is me.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Zach and everybody in the band, we all love German opera. There is just something to it, to the language. Even when you sing, like my preference is to sing opera in Italian and German, just because of the sound. And Zach was like, "Oh man, but when you do those metal screams and you do that in German, that sounds so evil, and we should just do that and stick to German since it's my mother tongue." And I think it makes sense to use it, just to have a mood, a certain aggressive, or like he said, like an evil spirit. I think it fits to Folterkammer. And I mean, it's hard to say. I don't know how it is for people who don't understand the lyrics, what they perceive, or if they catch on to something. It's really hard for me to say.
So I don't know what the best way to say this is, but how did you decide to write that lyrical content? Like, I mean, I understand I'm reading the bio, and it's about the empowerment of femdom and that sort of thing, but it's not your typical heavy metal.
That's true.
Content, right?
That's really true. Well, for me, it's always important to that's maybe something I could pitch about Folterkammer. It's always interesting for me to portray a very strong woman, or whatever we associate with a strong woman, whatever in the continuum of what we associate with strength or powerful, whatever we associate with it, doesn't matter. I want to, like with every album that we did, I wanted to create a world for a certain character, like female character. First, the album we did before was about a very vicious, abusive goddess, and she was like a really bad character, right? But she was strong, and this time I felt like portraying or celebrating dominatrices. Just because of BDSM has always had a connection with metal in aesthetics. I mean, there are many people.
Even going back to Priest, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yes, you're right. And but normally it's always that the woman is in a submissive role. Like, she has the collar on and she's submitting to the guys, and I felt like, nah, the guys should submit to the girls. And so, during COVID, when we knew, okay, we will do a new album and we will write new songs, I think about what kind of woman I would like to portray, and I don't even remember how I came up with the idea for a dominatrix kind of character. But I thought, I kind of bumped into that topic. I was in France during that time in a lockdown, and I was like, hey, that's it. I think we have, I want to actually know some historical facts about how far can we go back, when all these stories, all these folklore kind of stories that about dominant women or men that submit to women. What kind of stories are here, And I started to dig and to read a lot, and I was like, okay, that's totally what I'm going to, what I'm going to write about and to sing about it, because I want to sing about something that makes me feel strong. Because when you're on stage and you sing opera and you sing metal screams, you need that power, that raw, that big sound, and you need that attitude before you put the sound. You know what I mean? You need to have a vision, and I imagined it to be wonderful to portray, but also to celebrate dominatrices and women who know what they want, and who love to take charge. Exactly. And also to celebrate men who can playfully submit to a woman. That takes a lot of commitment and strength. And I think that's beautiful. And then I started for the album production,
TIAA is on a mission. Why? Because 54% of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So in collaboration with big-name artists like Wyclef Jean, TIAA released Paper Right, new music inspiring a new financial future. With 100% of streaming sales going to a nonprofit that teaches students how to invest. Stream Paper Right now and help close the gap.
I took lessons with a professional dominatrix.
Really? That's a great story.
I was like, man, I wanted to be authentic. I respect this a lot. I think there is a lot of beauty in BDSM aesthetic. It's very elegant, and in connection with opera, I think that matches really well. But there is also this strong contrast in BDSM with a lot of elements that are kind of, I don't know, disgusting maybe also to a certain degree, depending on what you're in. And I don't mean that I don't want to judge this. It's just what it is. And I love that contrast because that's what we do with the music too. When you look into opera, that's something we associate with something very delicate and virtuoso and very even elitaire to a certain degree. I don't know if that's the correct word in English. Like, it's something with an old tradition, and we associate certain people listening to opera. Right. You know what I mean? And with black metal, it's very much on the other side of that continuum. It's like very rebellious, kind of punk influenced, aggressive mood against the establishment, whatever establishment it is. And I was like, okay, actually, BDSM and especially femdom and the mix of operatic music and or classical music and black metal actually fits really well. And I had a lot of imaginations about how I want this to sound very easily, very naturally. And the writing process, once I read through everything, had my lessons, and the voice for that woman I wanted to portray just came. That's the process behind the songs.
A couple of questions here, and hope you don't mind.
Okay.
The first thing that came to mind is, because I'm an outsider and know nothing about it, how is BDSM elegant? Can you?
I mean, the most obvious things you can see is the clothes. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at for example all the latex clothes or leather clothes. The whip. It's a very delicate kind of torture instrument, you could say. It swings into the air, but it hurts. It can hurt really bad. So you see that beautiful design and this beautiful maybe stilettos or whatever is the kink you're in. But for example, when you look at how dominatrices portray themselves, they're always elegant. They have great makeup, great hair, and they have beautiful clothes and shoes, and they are very much, like a diva in opera. They have their aura of presence and even dominance, of course, right? And that's what I mean with elegant. I think certain toys that are used or instruments, they can look very elegant. There is a certain aesthetic to it. And you can also see that when you trace back in avant-garde art, that there has always been a certain connection with the aesthetics of BDSM, which I find very interesting. And that's what with Folterkammer we try to pick up too, because when you are in New York, there is a big chance that you will do some freaky things which normally don't go together so well, right? It has an avant-garde scene, it has an experimental scene, and since we are New York born, and we thought like, okay, we can connect all the dots with that topic, So, and that's what I mean with the aesthetic of BDSM. There is a certain elegance to it. It's a very special one. Also, the main colors that you normally see, there's a lot of black, a lot of red, and I think there is a focus on details. Maybe that's what I like, what I think is elegant, when you look into all the details, and which you do with classical music too, right? So that's what I associate with it.
What was it like actually doing? You said you took lessons or training. What was that?
Oh man, I was really lucky because my teacher, she herself is a very artistic person also, and I wanted to talk with her about the psychology of femdom, because that's interesting for me to see. And it was interesting to hear from her professional experience from that point of view, also from her personal taste, and then also the advice she gave to me, like what is associated, or what are the main topics, with dominatrices or with femdom in general. Very interesting.
Interesting. So how does this lead to the live stage then? So are you going to be in character? Is this sort of a themed live show?
Yes, definitely. And I think what I say is it's not just to portray a certain female character, it's also to create a world. That's what I love about music. And I think all my bandmates, they agree with that. It's to create a whole world. When we play shows, I want people to become a part of that world, to connect somehow, and music is emotion, and it's expression in the first place. And sure. I think when you sing songs like this, even if you don't understand the language, I think there is this meta level of understanding. Mm-hmm. And I think when you want to portray dominatrices, the visual thing is a part of it, of course. How can I not really dive into that world and into character,
Right. Well, that makes sense. So what is next for you guys? Are you planning on taking this out on the road live?
Yeah. And we are happy to announce that there will be a US tour in March.
Oh, nice. That's coming right up.
Yeah, we're super excited about that, because during COVID it was so hard to tour, and now we are ready, so ready to go on the road. And I mean, that's music, I think, that should be experienced live. For us to play, for people to hear us. We had so much response from people who asked when they can see us live, and I think because of that, I think that's like when you go to the opera, or when you go to a great black metal show, or metal shows in general, of course, you want to go and jump right into that energy, and it has to be loud, and it has to be dirty, and it has to be extreme, and all of it, the whole thing. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. All right, that's going to bring me to the end of what I had. Did I miss anything you wanted to cover?
Well, I think I could announce the next single if you want me to.
I would love you to. And then also give us your socials and where fans can find you and that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, we have a Facebook page, of course. We have Instagram, and you can find us on the Century Media Records website. For details, you can find some more info about other projects we are involved in. Like you can be, Zach obviously with Imperial Triumphant, or me with, for example, also La Suspendida, which is a metal jazz opera, and Laurent too, the bass player of Folterkammer, he's also involved in that. So you can go for it. Brandon is doing things also. So just go on our social media platforms, and you will see where all the other dots that are connected to the band.
Awesome. And you were saying about the single.
Yeah, I will not tell you the name yet. I want the title, but the single will be released on the 19th of January. Which is
nice. So we're right around the corner.
10 days.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And may I ask you, how do you enjoy Das Peitschengedicht?
I liked it a lot. That's why I reached out to Katie right away. I was like, hey, I'd love to talk to them.
Ah, cool. Thank you so much for having us and for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. Good luck with the record. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Bye.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Hey everybody, it's Ray again. I have another album review for you. This time it's Extinkt with Trinity Redux. I love this record. It is a very fast-paced thrash record that is going to be one of the nicest thrash records I've ever covered. This is one of those records that proves why production is kind of the backbone of every song and every record that gets overlooked in a lot of amateurish records, but this one understands that production and the mix is the forefront of the music in and of itself. The mix is very dynamic. It accentuates the bass and the drums. It accentuates in all of the right places. It accentuates the double kicks and the bass work, especially on Temple of Trials, the fifth and middle point of the record. You can see a lot of the Slayer influences, especially on the first couple of tracks on the record, especially Radioactive Death, the album opener. It is a fantastic lyrical song as well. It has a lot of the Christianity, mythology, satirization that Slayer's Reign in Blood had, and I can sense that is one of the biggest influences on this record. I'm going to have to give this one 4 out of 5 stars. This was a great little record, very fast-paced. If you're looking for something to listen to in the gym, this is going to be it. My name is Ray Wheeler. You can follow me at Ray is a Movie Nerd on Instagram. Thank you very much for listening. Once again, this was Extinkt with Trinity Redux.
Hi, this is Paul Phelps.
And this is Monica Strutt.
And we're from the Daily Music Business Podcast. We're joined by a number of other really great hosts in creating daily content with great advice for independent musicians just like you.
That's right. We put out episodes daily on all topics from music marketing to branding, advice on signing with a manager and label, and anything else you need to up-level the business side of your music career. We've got it covered.
Subscribe to the Daily Music Business Podcast today on your favorite podcast catcher.
Subscribe today to the Daily Music Business Podcast on your favorite podcast platform.